So I send you the thread. This is my link. The first, I have two links, one quick and one serious one.
Okay.
So this is not a serious one. And if you want, I can read it very quickly. You don't need to read the comments. It's basically the title of the thread. So on Reddit, someone says, "Dear Reddit, if you were to have sex with any insect scaled up to human size, what would that be?"
Okay, I'm not going to look at the comments.
It's not so important.
And I'm going to just think on my own and see, okay, which one for me at least.
I'm going to say that it's not super relevant because there are animals who are a human size and usually people don't mate with them usually. So why would they mate with an insect?
Haven't you heard those urban myths about like a girl trying to have sex with the dog and like it getting stuck?
I said usually there's something called zoophilia and I'm aware of it. So, but
not insectolophilia. I don't know. This is
insectolophilia.
But if you think about insect, which one?
Yeah, this is like...
I only know 3. I'm kidding.
So while you're thinking, I want to say something. This is something that happens only in Reddit. People say something really... I don't know, quotes, stupid.
No, but that's the beauty of Reddit. People are thinking and putting out thoughts which they won't say in real life. But it's interesting because these are weird thoughts and worth discussing. Yeah, it's fine. You know, like you don't have to do it, but it's fine to put it out there because it's weird and like people want to like have a conversation about it.
And people are actually serious in the comments. Most of them, the other half or 40%, they reply with like...
I don't know, but somehow I don't find any of the insects sexually appealing. But if I have to go, I'll just say maybe ant, because at least they'll work hard at it.
I'm thinking like butterflies are very pretty. They're not sexy, but like they're pretty.
Yeah.
Right?
But then if they are to human scale, how big their feathers will be? Like wings. Wings will be, and I think it's gonna hinder some good sex, you know, like when you're trying to move around and like it's going to come in between when you get the point, I guess.
Yeah, I can send you actually also. Okay, here. I can send you.
Nobody's changing position if you're having sex with a butterfly. It will be one position till everybody's done.
Yeah, I cannot find it. So the people, they comment, they say, okay, why do this sub exist? But in Reddit you can find really, really strange fetishes, and I don't think this is a fetish. Like maybe it's only one person that has this, but there was one, and one commenter said, one of the famous commenters said on the first actually, never thought I would find myself googling sex, but then I found this article, and then it says. This wire article. To end on a happier note, let's consider stick insects. You know, the insects that are like a stick. And one effective way to cock block a competitor is to just never stop mating, because the stick insects hold the record with the longest recorded hookup lasting 79 days.
Ooh.
79 days.
Yep.
Wow.
And then it says...
I think that person will be done with sex for like next 10 years or something. Like.
You would think.
Daniela has a different perspective on this.
And if you like, I will post also one answer which is really long. Maybe we don't have time to read it. And I actually posted on there.
But tell your opinion, man. Like we want to know what's your opinion on this. You haven't even told one insect. Who would you like to fuck if that was human size?
No insect. I don't know. It's very difficult.
Come on. You're the one who
At least go on a date maybe, because
I have to.
It's a very difficult concept to digest.
And where she cancels last moment.
you have to do it. It's unfair for men. Because men have to put their flesh inside something like condoms. Hard as rock, right?
You don't know whether insects, I don't know, private parts are hard as rock.
maybe.
Or if there's some weird liquid there all the time.
some slime.
And then if you're a woman,
Maybe it gets more smoother, right?
you can have like something hard inside you.
And at least when you're having sex with an insect, you don't have to worry about pregnancy ever.
Yeah.
And most likely you're not going to even get those sexually transmitted diseases because we haven't heard anything being transmitted from an insect sexually yet, unless you try it.
Well, if you're in a world where the insect is a human size, they are in a world where maybe you can get somebody pregnant. I don't know. Let's open.
No. You haven't heard any horse or a chimpanzee or anybody or a pig getting pregnant after having sex with
the DNA are not compatible. Yeah, but I'm saying...
Yeah, you
in your
never know.
fantasies. Yeah,
so
not in mine.
Now that the reason why I chose this link is because this is like a great opportunity to discover a new, an old article, an old thread from Reddit. So many people actually commented with this old thread. I will post it on the footnotes. Just read the title, don't read the whole thing because it's big. Read it aloud. The title.
Taifu, by admitting to my girlfriend that I pretend she is a giant cockroach when we have sex.
And it's supposed to be...
What is the full form of Taifu?
I don't know. Google it.
Okay. By the power of Google.
FU, it's fucked up. Right?
Today I fucked up.
Yeah, and basically, this guy, when he has sex with girls, he imagines that they are cockroaches, and one specific cockroach he names Ogtha. And this is a very famous article 5 years ago, and everyone knows about this. So you should know about this, and also you listeners have to know about this. So I will post it on the footnotes.
Okay, Miltos, sir. We
Live
have
and
to
learn.
know about this.
There's some people have fetishes that are with this kind of bugs.
Out of so many amazing things in this world to know,
How
we
about-
have to know that this article about having
Ogtha. About Ogtha.
imaginary cockroach sex with somebody we have
They
to
created like domains and websites about this story, and people they did some YouTube response to this. It was a huge thing.
Okay. Now we're getting a bit enlightened. But getting back to the topic now, I thought ladybugs are also cool, right? Not for sex, but they're cool insects.
Yeah, they're cool. I don't know. They
have them
cool
next to you.
for sure.
Next to you. Look, my ladybug.
My ladybug. My lady.
Oh, by the way, just by looking at this comment, I had this thought. This post, I had this thought. If you're imagining somebody else while having sex with somebody else who you're with, is it cheating? It's not cheating, but are you being wrong by doing that in your head itself? Like if you're having sex with a person, but you're thinking about somebody else all the time while having sex with that person.
I think it's a debate for like a lot of people argue about that all the time. But
do they? But other person doesn't even know you're doing it, right? But
well, people talk between each other, like friends maybe talk. We are talking now. And I think like, I don't want to prey on other people's professions and say things that I'm not, professionally certified to say. But I think sometimes, especially in very long-term relationship, people just do that, no matter what. It's just that's how we function. Maybe you need some diversity and so on. So people actually do that whether they admit it or not. And I think just putting the pressure on yourself to say that, oh, it's wrong, it's just a lose-lose situation. Because if you're gonna feel wrong about it, you're not gonna feel comfortable while you're having the sex. And actually the fact that you're doing it is because maybe you have, trouble getting excited by your partner for a long time. I don't know. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
But anyway, it's something very hypothetical that I'm talking about because it's something that the people do in maybe long-term relationship as far as I heard, but there's other situations.
And And when things like this go a bit step, and that's when you shout out somebody else's name when you're having sex with somebody else.
Just be silent. What happens in your mind is your own business. Yeah.
But it's a philosophical debate to have, like, is it right? Is it wrong? That's the thing.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just the thought, like
I think people should remove a lot of the concepts that they say right or wrong in sex because this is a major blocker. So I think people in general can be very, very free about their thoughts, about what they do, of course, consensually, if that comes to action with other person. But in general, yeah, your thoughts are your own, I think. Whatever gets you going.
People of Reddit, what was the most NSFW event you ever stumbled upon in high school? Like not safe for work event, something shocking or sexually something. So, and I picked the first comment. You read the first comment I posted.
Oh my God. Okay, I have a good story about the first comment.
Okay,
And first I'm going to read it.
read
Okay.
it.
My high school had to ban blankets after 2 freshmen were caught having sex under one in middle of the art hallway. This somehow I can see happening because this I have seen in school trips. When you're sitting in a bus together or somebody and you're with somebody, usually people try to put a blanket over the top so that they can get some privacy inside that blanket. And it's such a common trick between school kids. And they do it. But having sex under it on art hallway is next level. But yeah, I could see things being extreme, and it's sort of a fun thing to do, like anything under the blanket. It has a thrill element to it that nobody knows that we are, having some fun under the blanket. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you like the screenshot. So check the selected one. So
8th grade sex ed teacher showed us a video of a woman giving birth. Damn. Very close shots, very graphic, very disturbing to most 8th graders. Weird kid in the class tucks his arms into his shirt and starts jerking off to the fully dilated vagina being shown on the 200-inch projector screen. 8th graders' boners have no limits.
And
No boundaries.
start fucking jerking off. That's next level of, I don't know, like confidence and like not giving a fuck about anybody in the class. And the level of concentration. Once you start jerking off and other people are looking at you and you still go on with it.
he's like in mind, he's like ecstasy.
Maybe he didn't go on.
He
Who
was
knows? Yeah.
he was not looking around. But I mean, how did that happen in your school? How did they show you a video cartoon how a women giving birth or something? Did they
Never saw
explain it?
that. I haven't even seen that till today. I know how it happens. I've heard. I might have read about it, but I've never
Really?
seen the video.
No, you're serious.
Yeah, never saw it.
There are videos online,
No, I don't know. It's something which I'm saving. I don't know. Saving myself for the right one to see how it comes out.
It's
But I haven't done it.
You should.
Even the chapter in school about sex, like how it happens, that was done really bad, I would say, at my school because of just the conservative environment around it and things like that.
like,
So
what did they say?
I don't know, like she was very vague and like she was trying to create an environment where like people should not laugh and like she was very, I don't know, she had too much of morality.
Very as if she was approaching a taboo topic.
Yes, exactly.
Like the God brings a kid, or right?
Yeah, and it didn't even. So she created a very weird environment in the class, and everybody was like super quiet, and she just brushed over it very quick. She just wanted to get over it, that teacher, and it wasn't that good. And by the way, everybody knew by then, but it's just that like when they are trying to teach you, at least they should teach you properly, so that when you come across things like this at certain point in your life, you are prepared for it properly. But they don't.
For us, it was I think they had video playing, but it was a cartoon. It showed like you could either see that it came out of the vagina. Yeah, but it was a cartoon. It was like clean. In reality, it's like a blood mess.
I never watched a video of a birth, and I don't think I
Same.
want to.
Yeah.
She
You-
will directly
I-
jump into it
I
someday.
don't mind. Like
you will
I
never
don't
see it. You will be there looking at the.
or maybe I won't. That's not a necessity. So yeah, I don't know. I think I will at some point.
Do you
Yeah.
want to go to the next? We have 3-4 comments that are fun. Let's see.
Okay. High school bus hit a deer. Police was called. Deer was shot 3 times in front of the bus to put it down. Watched it from the parking lot while skipping school. Fuck me. The amount of trauma any kid would have gone through who loved animals on that bus was next level. First of all, they saw a deer being hit by that bus and then shot not even once but 3 fucking times to put it down
Yeah, it's
and
just
put it
like,
out of his misery.
what should you do? Like, and then
Shoot yourself
like
after
the
that.
yeah, it's the moral dilemma. Yeah, should you try to save it even if you know that they're not gonna make it, or you should kill it?
Oh,
The
that's a
animal.
At
very
least
big
whoever
topic.
was trying to kill it should have been precise with the very first shot.
Yeah, and this thing happens with animals, but not with
And make
humans,
sure that
right?
none of the kids are watching, like why to traumatize them?
And it's also a way that we cut the line that no, humans are not animals and they have different rights than animals. We don't
Yeah,
let them suffer.
I don't know. Like it's a very, very, very difficult topic. I think I'm just
Give
trying
us
to-
your philosophical point of view,
I'm
Daniela.
trying to formulate my thoughts. Give me 2 seconds.
Go deep.
I'll go home. No, I'm just thinking that, okay, if you save the animal and if you put it in care, so you have to care for it for so long, I think, in a hospital until it's very ready to be home, because also animals don't have the conscience to know how to take care of themselves after a trauma. So
Let's assume this deer was beyond recovery and like he was going to die. Like they just wanted to put him out of the misery.
Yeah.
what are you
That's what
asking
I'm
me, if
thinking.
they shoot it or not?
What do you think? Should they kill the animal? And
I think it makes sense.
Okay, so I think I don't have a very strict opinion about this yet, but I'm thinking that I'm a pro quality of life more than like the life itself, because if you're living in very shitty situation, especially if you're an animal, I wouldn't want an animal to suffer, to be honest. So maybe, but what I would do in that case, maybe there should be a professional who's actually shooting the deer, not just some policeman who doesn't know where to shoot and how to shoot.
they know how to shoot policemen, right?
They know, if they know, they missed. So
I think they know how to shoot.
Twice.
They just kill 3 times, so they're 100% sure that it dies and it's not bleeding.
Okay, so if it was done in a professional way, what else can you do?
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's I don't want this to happen. I don't know. It's like because your emotion says no, like they killed the animal. They kill, and if you in your mind you regard the animals the same as humans, then in a way they have the same rights, which they don't according to law.
Well,
But in your mind, like I have a dog, so I regard my pet animal to have the same rights, almost the same rights as me. I want it to have, it doesn't have, but yeah, I know some people think like if you're a vegan, if you're like, usually they believe also that animals should have
but again,
more rights or even
but again,
equal
why
rights.
do we have different rights? I'm also not for the fact that animals have different rights than us. I want us to all be happy, and have the same. But I'm trying to think, why would that be different? And the only thing that I'm just thinking about is, like, if a person is recovering from something very, like a very, very strong coma, like they can take care of themselves, then family can take care of them in some way. The animal might be just suffering for such a long time, and they might, like, I had a cat who broke a leg once, and we had to put some stitches on him. I took him to the vet, and then afterwards he just started biting his own stitches, and wanted to go outside again, and it was not safe for them. So from that perspective, I didn't kill the cat, just so everybody is clear. But no, I'm just trying to make it see like the animals don't know how to help themselves recover in certain situations, and they just make their life more difficult for themselves. So yeah, maybe we're not the people to decide that. Who are we to decide that? But I just try to think about that type of suffering that is going down there.
So I read also one comment. I have to read some comments. So another commenter said in this thread, the dudes from the class where I was, before I changed classes, started doing group masturbating sessions in the locker room before or after the class. That's it. Smell like rotten oysters after. The next class was always fucked because of the smell.
Okay. Does sperm smell?
Yes. Especially when it dries out. It smells rotten something. And you didn't have locker rooms in your school.
Yeah, we didn't actually. No, in 11th, 12th we did, but not before that. Sorry. You wanted to say something, I think.
Did you have you heard about group masturbation sessions?
I've heard about that. I thankfully haven't witnessed that pre or after, thankfully.
With women or with men?
I heard about men.
Okay.
Like I'm sure women also do that, and there's nothing that is not going on. But I'm hearing. You're asking me if I heard about it, so yeah.
No, I never heard.
But I wasn't exposed, so.
Oh, I can. Let's keep this. Let's go to the next one.
Yes, let's.
Because the next one is worse.
I think read it properly because if it's too long, we're gonna lose it.
Okay. Walked into a bathroom after school and found a guy and a girl about to go to town.
Go to town, yeah. Okay.
Having sex.
To go to town. Okay. She had her skirt off and shirt up. He had his pants caught them just before the moment of insertion.
Intercourse.
Okay.
Before,
I said nothing. I have left them to it, except all other bathroom on campus, except this one were always locked shortly before the bell. So I silently walked into the urinal, calmly did my business, properly washed my hands. By the time I went to leave, the girl was hiding in stall and the guy was waiting by the door. I shrugged at the guy. Guy shrugged back. I left and heard the door lock behind me. No one of us said anything or made a sound during the entire exchange. Edit. For everyone calling it a power move, I appreciate it. But I just didn't wanna have to pee in the bushes. It's definitely a power move when you don't make a big deal out of something which might be a big deal for a lot of people.
But didn't he shrug?
What's a shrug? Like, not a big deal.
Yeah, with your shoulders.
You're like, it's like you're doing something really big for other people, but for me, like, yeah.
Yeah, and in the end, it was not so special. Like, it's not a special place for them, romantic. Well, not. It's really.
And the guy who went there to pee and he saw them about to have sex, and he was like, and he shrugged. He's like, yeah, not a big deal, and he walked off. That's a cool power move.
It's like a movie scene. Right? I like this.
It's like cool people don't look at the bomb blast happening behind them. Like boom. Like it happens every day.
Like if it was me, I wouldn't even shrug. I would just like that. I would shrug now when I'm telling you the story, but I wouldn't shrug to them because I would just like, okay, what else is new? Yeah.
Ever since I've seen people jerking off under the blanket, I think it's fine.
No, I think it's a bit like. Yeah, when you're a teenager, I think it's very, especially at times where sex were still considered taboo. Yeah, I understand that people would make something out of it, but nowadays it's a bit okay.
It's strange. So this one is like not really NSFW, but my most vivid HS memory was the biggest poop I've ever seen in the school. Just one huge log to my memory, the size of the toilet bowl. so it didn't fit down the hole. So it had to be removed by a janitor.
Oh,
Shit happens.
I totally relate to that. When you have that long one, it's difficult to flush it out.
Yeah, no, they just
There's the brush for that.
You have to like
Life
break
hacks.
it into pieces and like, somehow make it adjust into that. But yeah, like that long one, yeah.
Feels good though.
No, what I want to say is in your school, this was a very common thing. Someone had a huge dump and it was like everyone wanted to see it. and
The famous
yeah, everywhere. Like every 2 months or something, someone did something huge and they were comparing who did how big was it with centimeters. And man, and it was always in the boys' bathroom, always.
Once a really funny conversation I remember is somebody ate a lot of biryani. It's like a rice dish with a lot of like vegetables and meat and all that, and it had a lot of tomatoes in it. And this guy got loose motions next day, and supposedly in his shit he had solid tomatoes. And everybody was talking about it. Like people could see tomatoes in his shit, and he made everybody see that. And it was like a hilarious conversation which everybody was having. Like a viral conversation. Shit filled with tomatoes.
And one like memory I have when we went to a camp in the mountains there when I was a kid, like 10 years old. We had like this Turkish one, which is just one hole, right? And when it's just a hole on the ground, and many people have problem
crouching there.
finding the hole in the center. And
isn't that new?
yeah, but you're not looking. It's like with your back. And then
That's what she says all the time.
so I have two stories. So one guy, I hope it was a guy. He did a full circle around the. So it was like a rope. So you basically
he was just making
It's
it
a
easier
statue.
for other people to find it, like putting a mark around it.
yeah, somehow he probably, I don't know, he tried to find the hole. He didn't find it. He made a circle. But it was really
I
big.
call that art.
Yeah, this was hard.
Okay.
And
On that note.
yeah, if you want, we can leave with that because the other one, yeah, it's serious.
Yeah.
It's actually shocking.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it involves
Okay,
some
let's
sort of sexual activity.
let's end with a joke. You know the joke.
Okay.
Is it always the same joke?
No, I've sent it before. So it's the thing with Valentine's Day. So a few days ago was the Valentine's Day, and we have this kind of cartoon. Maybe you should read it. You can read it. This is like a famous Greek cartoonist.
Do you know what day is today? Of course. Then won't you wish me anything? Happy Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for Valentine's Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
the man.
That's that guy's in trouble.
That's mildly, occasionally, a bit funny.
Yeah, the other ones are shocking also. So let's leave it like
Let's
No-
end on a good note.
normal, like like normal people.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So Daniela, what is that good note?
I thought that was the good note.
That was a good
Okay,
note. Yeah,
okay.
it's like
But
happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah. Happy Friday on a Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, on a Friday. Yeah. So
Yeah, you're living in an imaginary Friday, my friend.
so thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your links and
That's what
whatever.
he said.
You always say the same joke,
It just works.
Works every time, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for hosting and for preparing and for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
yeah, now you have to look the camera. You have to look the camera.
And now we know that Miltos won't mind if we cancel last second.
Yeah, everything will be like most of the things we said will be removed. So
Okay, good to know.
yeah, we keep the good part.
Okay,
So-
thank you for listening. Bye.
Have a
Bye.
good day.
Bye.
Bye.